Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. This is my new acquisition, and I'm very proud of it. This is a Romanian man, how should I put it, old style Romanian shirt. And I learned here in the United States of America that if you put a flag at your house, you are patriotic. And also, if you wear a cross around your neck, that means you are a believer. So if I wear this, I must be patriotic. All right, what do we have here? We have some Romanian mercenaries. That's why I'm wearing this. And the Romanian mercenaries, according to the Russians, attack Russia. And that's not good for Romania. If you were following this garbage in Ukraine for the past 2 years, you maybe realized that Romania was kind of inactive, playing dead. Now, I tell you that through my direct experience as a Romanian born man, that when Romanians are quiet, that means they're doing something that usually they're not supposed to. Okay, we have a saying, taci ca porcul în popușoi. That means you're quiet as the pig in the cornfield. That means you're eating in the cornfield. You're not supposed to be over there, but you went into the cornfield and you're quiet because pigs usually when you do something you're not supposed to, mukles, right? So we have mukles here. The Romanians were quiet for about 2 years, and now it seems like they're starting to blossom or bloom. All right, so let me show you what's going on here with the Romanian mercenaries. Well, I always say you can make whatever you want out of your life. I'm all for that, good or bad. It's your life after all. So if these guys are really mercenaries and they want to go over there and do what they do best, so be it. That's their life choice. Sputnik. Romanian mercenaries claim involvement in Ukrainian attempts to infiltrate Russia's border. I will show you maps as well. Amid dwindling NATO military aid for the Kiev regime and successful efforts by Russian troops to push through heavily fortified Ukrainian defenses in Donbass, Ukrainian forces have undertaken several attempts to break into Russia's Belgorod and Kursk regions in recent months, only to be, and I'm quoting, decisively repelled. The Russians do not claim those attacks were conducted by the Russians unhappy with the Putin leadership. And you will always have in any society people that hate or dislike or want to change certain kind of status quo. We can't be regimented like that. The communists tried. These guys are now they're try. So why? It's not a communist. How should I put it? Like a stamp. It's a human being. I would say internal desire to control, dominate, lead, and do what the fuck that person wants. Who doesn't want that? Well, remain a follower. The other ones like us are just normal. All right, so no surprise that you will have Romanians, doing this, or the Russians fighting Russians, or Ukrainians fighting Ukrainians, or the Germans fighting Germans. The examples, or Americans fighting Americans, and so on. After all, we have the example of the Second World War, and if you're familiar with that, we have the SS Waffen foreign, divisions, groups that were put together on ethnic distinctions. Like this was the French battalion, let's say, fighting for the Russians in for the SS, actually British, and so on. I have to remind you, maybe if you don't remember, that it was the French, wasn't it, that defended the bunker on the 30th of April of 1945. It was the French defending, the French volunteers in the SS defending, I think it was French. I mean, they were foreigners. I think they were French, defending the last defense group fighting for evil Adolf in Berlin were these guys. And I can show you, if we have time, the name of the exact group. So you're always going to find this kind of people, good or bad. That's their life. They have their choices, and there are going to be negative consequences and positive consequences. Let's get this going. So we have Belgorod and Kursk. We're going to go to this map, and we have Belgorod right here, and we have Kursk right here. So these are Russia proper, let's put it this way. So it's not the one that it was acquisitions, the one that was taken already over right here, the Ukrainian territory, blah blah blah, tra-la. So this is it, Belgorod and Kursk. Kursk is, if you remember, that famous tank battle between the Soviets and the Wehrmacht Panzerdivisionen. Okay, let's go back here. Mercenaries from the Romanian battle group Jetica claim they participated in the recent spate of attacks on Russian border regions together with Russian volunteer corps. We have here an asterisk. Let's see what that says at the bottom. What the hell? This is longer. The Russian volunteer corps is a terrorist group outlawed in Russia, these guys say. All right. Now, it's very pathetic, I will tell you, that this battle group is called the Jetica. And I'm going to tell you what Jetica is. Jetica is, let's say, the main tribe where supposedly the Jets, the Dacians are part of. Some say no, actually it's Jetodak, means it's a, depends which political direction you go. Jetica, the Jets were the Dacians, or the Dacians were the Jets. Jets, like the jets, fighter jets, no, fighter jets. So Jetica. Now, why do I say this is pathetic? Is because, let me show you some maps so you understand what the fuck is going on here. These guys are just, but in what way, I will show you. So Romania is right here. This is Ukraine, this is Moldova, right? Okay, so we have, they are fighting, the Romanians are fighting the Russians here in this area, okay, in this area. I have another beautiful map, not this one, and this guy wants something. I don't want to open shit. There you go. Ram pam pam. So you have Romania, you have Ukraine, you have Russia, as they used to be. So the Romanians are fighting here the Russians to save Ukraine. But these guys with the Jetica, they don't understand that the Jetica, the Jets, Daco Jets, the Dacians, were owning all this garbage here. Romania owned these things. So territories from Romania right now are outside Romania, which is this part here, which is Ukraine right now, given by Stalin. This right here, the Northern Bukovina, given to Ukraine by Stalin. Moldova, which is half, this is Basarabia, which is half of Moldova. This is Moldova right here. Oh, used to be Moldova. All this with close to Odessa, right there. So half of these things, so these mercenaries fighting for the Ukrainians against the Russians are so stupid, not realizing that, or realizing that actually territory of their Jetica are in Ukraine, not in Russia. And the decision was not made by a Russian, was made by a Georgian, which is Stalin, Joseph Vissarionovich Djugashvili, that's his name. All right, and Georgia is right here. You see right here? This is Georgia. This is where Stalin was. He was not a Russian. So the Russian took that from your Jetica, motherfuckers, and gave it to the somebody. And you're fighting for this somebody to fight the Russians that took it as Soviet Union by the Georgian. You understand how imbecilic that is? No, you should fight right here. This is where you should fight. This is the area where these mercenaries should fight, right? If they want to be Jetica, all right? Mother, you know what I mean. Representatives of the groups are also published videos of the brazen attacks and shelling of Russian border regions on social media networks. In late February, Radio Romania Actualități reported that Romanian volunteers were fighting on the side of the Ukrainian armed forces and cited Romanian battle group Jetica and its social media page. Again, this is where you should be located Jetica. Not there, not there, but the imbeciles from Bucharest, right here, from the capital of that country, right here, they tell us and they told us to hate the Russians. Why? Because they associate the Russians with the Soviets, and the Soviets did some bad things to Romania. But the bad things that they did were not actually mostly the Russians, were other groups. Were those groups, okay, and Georgians and others, okay? So they are misled into thinking we hate the Russians, we hate blah, 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 blah. And this is what is going on. If you ask people, they say equate Soviet Union with Russia. But in charge of the Soviet Union were not many Russians, the ones that came on that went together with the Russian army created by Mr. Bronstein, was it like Trotsky, right? Trotsky, he made the Red Army. He put it together in 1917, 1918. Actually, Bronstein, Mr. Trotsky, invaded Ukraine that was newly formed in 2000, in 1918. He came and he teamed up with his communists inside of Ukraine. So again, the Russian Trotsky, with the Russian Lenin, and with the Russian Joseph Stalin, and with many other guys in the leadership of Soviet Union. So they, like here, get you off the ball. So those Jetica should be involved somewhere else, okay? But nevertheless, the same with the Ukrainians right now fighting the Russians, thinking that they're fighting for their national survival, when actually they fight for the interest harnessing their energy through Zelensky Stein, Yermak Stein, what's his name, Zhmyhal Stein, used to be Reznikov Stein, and Umerov Stein. Umerov is not Umerov Stein, Umerov is Umerov. He's a Tatar from Crimea, another Ukrainian in charge of Ukraine. Jesus Christ. And we have Iohannis, another Romanian leading Romania. But we have Ciolacu, Prime Minister. Oh man. Oh, we had Anna Pauker, a Russian from Russia, right? We had Walter Roman, a Russian from Russia, and many other of this kind. Remember, those were not Russians. Let's go back to this article. It was noted that the group was formed last September and it began its activities by uniting Romanian fighters who were already in various military units and structures of the Ukrainian army. It was purported that the group unites native Romanian speakers in Ukraine as well as citizens of Romania and Moldova. The group purportedly engages in recruitment on social networks. The earlier mentioned social media contains in particular an interview with an operational commander of the group who goes by the name of Jetotak. Maybe Duck. Jesus Christ. No, you're not. If you were that one, you would be, as I said, right here deployed. Right here. But you're not, so shut the fuck up. According to the soldier, the group mainly specializes in technology and military intelligence. He also claimed that the Romanian battle group Jetica is not an official recruiter for the Ukrainian, but we don't care. All right, I don't care. The point is these guys are fighting for something that, now they tell us how great the Russians were and decisively repel them and destroy them and blah, 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 blah. My problem is not with the fact that a human being can do whatever they want with their lives. Okay? And you can make a fool of yourself if you want. That's your life. The government should not tell you if you want to bop or bop. It's your choice. If you're free. If you're not free, then who owns you? The same here. These guys fight for the Ukrainians who are on the territory of, Bessarabia, Northern Bukovina. And these guys are just, let's help them get more territory or defend their country. And you're Romanian. All right, well, you can be. It's not for me to decide, but I can tell you things that you either didn't think it through, or maybe you did, but you didn't give a fuck. Or maybe, who knows, money is more important than... And by the way, this is made in India. That's garbage. Why do I say it's garbage? It's not because the Indians make this. It's because Romanians can't make this. I mean, really? Beautiful, by the way. I can't gain any more weight on this one, because if I gain weight, I'm going to be like... Boom! Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong. I have to show you these things. I like them. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just. See you.